Hi everyone, this is Brian, your Honda Connection from Della Honda in Plattsburgh. I have a special car with us today. It is only the second ever Civic Type R we've had here at our dealership. This one is a 2018 model in crystal black pearl, as you can see. So let's do a quick walk around and go over some of the highlights on this car. We'll start off under the hood. The heart of this beast is a 2-liter turbocharged direct injected engine with VTEC. As you can see there, makes a peak horsepower of 306 and peak torque of 295, and it makes that torque all the way down low, starting at 2,500 RPMs throughout the majority of the rev range as well. It's matted to a 6-speed manual transmission exclusively, no automatic on this car, and it is does also come with a limited slip differential to help put all that power down, as well as using the dual axis front suspension and the specially designed 20-inch wheels to help eliminate torque steer. I can attest to that. I have driven this one of these cars before, and there is no torque steer when you get on the throttle coming out of a corner. Does have a lot of neat aerodynamics. This gutter panel, I guess you could call it, underneath here is used to channel water away from the engine. So if you do suck water into that hood scoop, and then the air coming in through the hood scoop is used to help cool the engine and the engine compartment. This is an aluminum hood. And then that air that is channeled in to the hood area is then ventilated out from the side vents right here. We do have some large Brembo brake rotors and calipers on here. These are actually the rotors and calipers from the rear of the current Acura NSX. 4-piston calipers. There are some brake ducts here that channel the air in to cool those rotors. So this would make a great track car. Let's take a quick look at the window sticker here. So as you can see, 2018 Civic Type R Touring. The Touring is the only model available in the US market. Quick rundown of the features on this vehicle. One thing that makes this car handle so impressively are the super wide sticky tires found on this. And as you can see here, they are high performance tires, and depending on how you drive, they may last less than 10,000 miles. That's the trade-off. When you have some super sticky tires that are super high performance, they're not going to last very long. Whereas a harder rubber compound tire will not give you the same amount of grip, but will last longer. So back to the aerodynamics. The underside of this car is pretty much flat, which helps speed up the airflow underneath the vehicle. And then this rear wing does make usable downforce. It actually makes 66 pounds of downforce at 125 miles an hour. And then these pieces up here are actually called vortex generators. They actually change the airflow to the rear wing to help it make that downforce. We got the triple exhaust tips here. Again, the center tip is only there to help eliminate the booming you might get at highway speed and at certain RPMs, to help that engine note sound even better. Those red badges definitely look good on this black car and all that red trim. All right, well, let's hop inside the car. Actually, you know what, while we're at the back, why don't we take a look in the hatch first? So same amount of room you'd get with the normal Civic hatchback, same amount of practicality there. The rear seats do fold down. Levers right here, 60-40 split. And then in the back seat, it is only a 4-passenger. There's no middle seat. As you can see, just have the cup holders and a little tray there. And it's neat that they do have the red seat belts, not only in the front, but also for the rear seat passengers as well. Same capless fuel filler system that a lot of the Hondas are coming with these days. Let's go ahead and hop inside. We'll go over some of the features in there. These seats are amazingly comfortable and very heavily bolstered on the sides here. Right there, but super comfortable. I love all the red trim between the seats, the leather on the steering wheel, the red stitching, the red trim on the dash, and the floor mats. The floor mats here actually have these nice metal Type R badges on them as well. So let's sink down into the seat here. Take a look at the dash. Similar setup to any of the other Civics that are currently being made. The Civic Si and Type R do have a few exclusive displays here, such as the throttle and brake meter that we're on right now. So the brake's right there, and the throttle. And then we also have the turbo boost gauge here. The shift lights or rev meter here that light up sequentially from left to right. And the G-force meter. And the stopwatch, so you could actually record lap times from inside the vehicle if you're at a track day or something like that. So pretty neat. It's nice to see Honda adding in these fun features like this. That red box right there actually will indicate what gear we're in once we're in motion. And then right above it, it says Sport right now. That's the default mode for the car. You can change the mode with this little toggle switch right here. So if we move it down into Comfort, that kind of softens up the suspension, makes it a little bit easier to live with on a daily drive or maybe a long drive. And if we move it up, back into Sport, and then plus R mode, that's the fun mode. That's going to stiffen all four dampers, make the throttle more responsive, makes the steering ratio a little quicker, and actually makes the rev matches on the downshift more aggressive as well. That rev matching on the downshifts is probably one of my favorite features. It's pretty amazing, pretty cool if you've never experienced it before. You just downshift, let the clutch right out, the car blips the throttle for you, and you're set up and ready to go to get back on the throttle coming out of the corner. So no heel and toe necessary. You can deactivate the rev matching if you wish in the settings on the touchscreen. But like I said, it's one of my favorite features. I would probably leave that on myself. Now each Civic Type R does have this numbered badge here. The numbers are sequential and never repeated throughout the production of this car. Throughout the whole world. So not just for the US, but this number is sequential for all Type Rs that have been produced for the world. Now I do have this little sheet here that I give to all of my customers that do buy a Civic Type R, just something a little bit neat I put together with the record-setting Nürburgring lap time here and the lap times from a lot of other cars that it gets compared to. As you can see there, it comes out on top, of course, as we all know. It's the fastest front-wheel drive car in the world. And then some of the other specs there as well. Well, I think that about covers it. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I love to talk about these kinds of cars. I'm definitely a race car enthusiast. Used to drive race cars myself and attend a lot of IMSA races and other sports car races like that. Again, this is Brian, your Honda Connection from Della Honda in Plattsburgh.